Some of my greatest lessons in life I've learned from reading the walls of bathroom stalls in Berkeley. On my first day of orientation, I ducked past the architecture building to do my deed. On the second stall from the right, someone had written, "It's a great adventure. Go big or go home." Home for me was Toronto, Canada. It's quite far. It's also quite cold. So naturally, I figured I had to go big. When I started Cal, I made a list of 250 things I wanted to do before I graduated. Qualify for the Boston Marathon, get a tattoo, sneak into the football stadium and the pool at night, hike up to the Big C and watch the sunset every month, and backpack around California. 250 things that would, indisputably, ensure that I had gotten the most out of college that I could possibly ever get. Things that would guarantee that I went big. Somehow or the other, time went by, and to my surprise, the list got shorter and shorter. I biked, snuck, worked, qualified, almost lost an eye, broke a foot, and got that tattoo. On the way, I saw and heard things I never had before, and got used to ideas, sights, possibilities, and ways of life I had never thought to exist. Working at the suitcase clinic for the homeless, I met people who'd run away from comfortable lives in Marin to hitchhike from Washington to San Francisco, one rave at a time. At Lawrence Berkeley Lab, I met professors who had lived in the jungle for months, studying mushrooms and monkeys, and researchers who were determined to, and probably will, save Africa from AIDS or win the Nobel Prize in Physics. I met other runners whose brothers and sisters had been killed in Iraq and who were determined to join the army in their honor. And at Delta Gamma, I brushed my teeth with women who will be the top CEOs, engineers, designers, lawyers, and architects of the 21st century. In meeting these people and in seeing what they were doing, I realized something. Something that most of you probably realized too. I wasn't doing what they were doing. And I didn't want to. I was making choices that led me down a different path. Not because I had to, but because I wanted to. It's funny. Many of us come to Berkeley to try to find the limits in our lives by testing them. Yet, once we put ourselves to the test, we realize they don't exist. They're self-imposed. We make our own limits that define what we can and can't do by making choices. You chose to come to Cal from New York to swim for a national championship. I chose to come here from Toronto to run, bike, and work with kids who have cancer. You chose to major in the impact of globalization. I chose to major in the humanization of medicine. You chose to volunteer your time teaching children soccer and math, while I spend that time teaching kids karate and about melanoma. We've both been searching for our own way to make a mark with our lives, and have been making different choices to pursue this. When I came to Cal, I thought I was normal. After a week, I knew I was really weird. In 2 weeks, I figured everyone was weird. It took me another 3 years to realize that the choices I made in school and in life defined a unique sense of normalcy. Experiencing Berkeley became more than a standard set of items and activities I could cross off my list. Going big became more than passing a test of limits. Cal taught me how to understand, accept, and value what others are doing, harness the strengths and learn from the weaknesses of their work, and learn how to set my own limits and then go beyond them. Going big became having the courage to search for my own exceptional and making choices to achieve it. Ultimately, what I experienced while crossing things off my list ended up being bigger than the list itself. Along the way, I learned to love, live, and enjoy almost every second of the last 4 years. Cal gave me the freedom to be a student and a teacher, a hippie and a yuppie, a stranger and a close friend in the same day. It let me be unique and mainstream, a beach bum and a woman of action, a little kid and an adult. Cal is a place where everything goes, where you don't question seeing a group of Smurfs in diapers on the street, or having ninjas jump out of the closet and spar in your biochemistry class. It's a place where you can sit on the steps of Sproul and watch people all day, and not get bored for a second. You'll see Crazy Joseph, the happy man, and the guy who runs around with a boombox in a metallic Speedo. You'll hear people speaking about black holes, midwives, and the science of sex in a single square meter, in 3 different languages. UC Berkeley is a place where you need to stop 4 or 5 times a day on the way to class, just to look around and take in how rich it really is. It's rich with life, culture, expression, beauty, and history. It gives you the opportunity to be whoever you want to be, and it compels you to make that decision, learn how to live with it, and fight for what you believe in. This place is an adventure, and getting through it in one piece, graduating, means you've gone big. We are all wearing these gowns today because we made the choice to go big. In our time here, we've only begun to define what our own big really is. I'm not worried. I know we'll all get there, because we have all, collectively, begun the hardest part. We've all thought about what comes next, interrogated our choices, and decided to work towards making an impression on the world in our own way. Many of us don't know what that way is yet, but today is a testament to the fact that we're getting there. In the process, we will change what is around us, and what is around us will change because of us. And through this relationship of recursive cause and effect, we will love, be loved, and change the world. 15 years ago, we were runny-nosed hooligans who wanted to be Power Rangers, Ninja Turtles, or the Little Mermaid when we grew up. Look how far we've come. Moms, dads, grandmas, grandpas, professors, brothers, sisters, best friends, and Oprah. You deserve a large round of applause. Now, as a class of 2009, think of where we'll be in 15 years, where we can go. Some of us will go to the Olympics, others will open a cafe. Some of us may find a cure for cancer, and still others will hitchhike from California to Washington. All of us will have friends, family, memories, and a new perspective from Cal. And regardless of where we're from, we've all become Berkeley Bears to the core. So keep going big. Make choices that push your self-imposed limits and be dynamic. And if you're ever discouraged, go to the bathroom on campus. While I am in no way advocating for the defacement of public property, there's some valuable stuff written on those walls. Go Bears!